a Wikividi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. John Daly, golfer. John Patrick Daly is an American professional golfer on the PGA Tour. Daly is known primarily for his driving distance off the tee, his non-country club appearance and attitude, and his rough-and-tumble personal life. His two greatest on-course accomplishments are his 0-to-hero victory in the 1991 PGA Championship, and his playoff victory over Costantino Rocca in the 1995 Open Championship. According to official performance statistics kept since 1980, Daly in 1997 became the first PGA Tour player to average more than 300 yards per drive over a full season. He did so again in every year from 1999 to 2008, and he was the only player to do so until 2003. Daly's last PGA Tour victory came in San Diego in 2004, earning him a 2-year playing exemption. After 2006, Daly's career began to falter, and he had trouble making cuts and staying on a tour. He was primarily earning entries through past champion status and numerous sponsor invitations. Daly is the only man from either Europe or the United States to win 2 major golf championships, but not participate in the Ryder Cup. Daly has been successful in multiple businesses. He is endorsed by Loudmouth Golf Apparel and owns a golf course design company. In addition, Daly has written and recorded music and released 2 music albums. Early life, family, and education. Daly was born in Carmichael, California. With his father, mother, older sister and older brother, he moved from California to Dardanelle, Arkansas, when he was 4, and he began playing golf the following year. He attended Helios High School in Jefferson City, Missouri, and was a letterman in football and golf. In golf, he was a Missouri state champion and holds several kicking records in football. He attended the University of Arkansas, where he was a member of the golf team. He left college before completing his degree. 1986-90. Daly played in the 1986 US Open as an amateur and missed the cut with an opening round 88. He then turned professional in 1987, and his first pro victory came in the 1987 Missouri Open. In 1989, Daly played in several PGA Tour events including finishing T14 at the Chattanooga Classic and making his first cut in a major, finishing T69 at the 1989 US Open. He won the Ben Hogan Utah Classic in 1990 and finished T12 at the PGA Tour qualifying tournament. He also won 2 South African Sunshine Tour Pro events that year. 1991 PGA Championship win. He joined the PGA Tour in 1991 and won the PGA Championship that year. This victory gained Daly a significant amount of media attention, due to the fact that Daly was the 9th and final alternate for the championship. Just days before the tournament, Nick Price dropped out, since his wife Sue was about to give birth. The 8 other alternates could not make it to Crooked Stick Golf Club in time for the tournament. Daly, playing just his 3rd major, was able to have Price's caddy Jeff Medlin caddy for him. A virtual unknown at the time, he achieved a first-round score of 69, even though he had not had time to play a practice round on course. He finished the tournament with scores of 69, 67, 69, 71, giving him a 3-stroke victory over Bruce Lietzke. Daly was subsequently named PGA Tour Rookie of the Year. He was also the first rookie to win a major title since Jerry Pate won the US Open in 1976. His surprise victory and powerful swing provided the impetus for a cult-like fanbase, composed of many people who had not been previously attracted to golf, and, from that point onwards, Daly became one of the most popular players on tour. He won the BC Open in 1992 and the Bell South Classic in 1994. He added to his reputation as a power hitter in 1993 by becoming the first player to reach the green of the famous 630-yard hole 17 at Baltusrol Golf Club in 2 strokes. 1992. Daly came into the 1992 PGA Tour season winning the BC Open with a 6-stroke lead. Daly had a good season in 1992, with several top 10 finishes including finishing 5th place at the International, T2 at the Kempen Open, and T8 at the Buick Southern Open, and the Nissan Los Angeles Open. At the 1992 PGA Championship, Daly struggled as the defending champion. He finished the tournament with rounds of 76, 72, 79, 77 and ended up finishing 82nd place. 1993. Daly did not have a great season in 1993. He did however finish T3 at the Masters tournament, and it became his only top 10 finish in a major championship outside his 2 wins. With no PGA Tour wins in 1993, Daly did manage to win the Alfred Dunhill Cup with Fred Couples and Payne Stewart. He had 5 top 25 finishes and 1 top 10 finish out of 15 cuts. 1994. In 1994, Daly experienced one of his worst years when he was suspended by the PGA Tour due to behavior including walking off the course during the Kapalua International and a mid-1993 incident at the Kempen Open when he was upset after scoring a 77 and threw his scorecard at the scoring tent and was disqualified. He entered alcohol rehab for 3 weeks somewhere around 1993-94, and he won the 1994 Bell South Classic claiming it was his first win sober. 1995 Open Championship win. In 1995, Daly unexpectedly won the Open Championship in a playoff with Italian Costantino Rocca at St Andrews. As Rocca approached the final hole, he was 1 shot behind Daly, who had already finished his round. Rocca's long drive was only yards from the green, but his second shot resulted in a fluff chip where he did not follow through. Rocca sank a 60-foot putt on the 18th at St Andrews to make the birdie he needed to force a playoff with Daly. Daly easily defeated Rocca in the playoff, finishing the 4 holes of the playoff at 1 under par, while Rocca finished 3 over par after hitting into the road hole bunker and taking 3 shots to get out. Daly is the only eligible 2-time major winner ever selected to play in the Ryder Cup. 1996-2003. After winning the 1995 Open Championship, Daly struggled with his golf game and drinking habits for the next 9 years. In 1996, Daly finished T19 at the Players' Championship and had a top 10 finish at the Kempen Open. At the 1996 US Open, Daly finished T27 with a second round 69, which was his best finish in the tournament. In 1997, Daly withdrew from the US Open after a first round 77, citing shakes from alcohol and exhaustion. It is reported that Daly was attending the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. Daly also withdrew from the 1997 Players' Championship. In 1998, Daly shot the highest score on one hole in PGA Tour golf history, shooting an 18 on the 6th hole at the Bay Hill Invitational. Daly finished the 1998 season with 2 top 10 finishes. He also withdrew from the Sprint International and the Disney Classic and was disqualified from the FedEx St. Jude Classic. In 1999, Daly won the J.C. Penney Classic, which was neither a PGA or European Tour event. Despite this, Daly did not have a good season in 1999, where he withdrew from several tournaments and scored a career-high 82 at the Memorial Tournament. At the 1999 US Open, Daly finished 68th place after leading the tournament in the first round. After some struggles during the tournament, Daly said he would never play in the US Open again. He later apologized for this. In 2000, Daly had a bad season, withdrawing from the US Open with 12 over par. In 2001, Daly won the BMW International Open with a 1-stroke lead over Padraig Harrington. This was the first time Daly won a European Tour event in 6 years. After Daly had a comeback to the European Tour, he also had his best PGA Tour season since 1995. His best result was finishing 4th place at the Bell Canadian Open. In 2002, Daly was inducted into the Arkansas Golf Hall of Fame and had 2 top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour. He made the cut at the 2002 Masters, finishing T32, the last time he would make the cut at the Masters. He also won the Champions Challenge that year, which was neither a PGA or European Tour event. In 2003, Daly had an all-right season, finishing T7 at the Shell Houston Open and winning 2 other tournaments that were neither PGA Tour or European Tour events. He was then added to the Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 video game in 2003. He was in the series up until 2009. Comeback. Daly won the Buick Invitational in 2004, and he was also selected as PGA Tour Comeback Player of the Year for 2004. Daly won the tournament in a playoff against Luke Donald and Chris Riley. Daly started using Dunlop golf equipment before this tournament, and the Buick Invitational was his first victory in 189 events. Daly also increased his world golf ranking from 299th to a spot in the top 50 during this time frame. Statistically, he ranked 4th overall on the PGA Tour for 2004. However, Daly did not win another professional tournament until December 2014, when he won the Beko Classic by one shot. The tournament, played at Gloria Golf Club in Belek, Antalya, Turkey, is sanctioned by the PGA of Europe. Non-exempt status since 2007. Daly entered the 2007 PGA Tour season without full exempt status for the first time since his 1991 PGA Championship victory, which carried a 10-year PGA Tour exemption. Another such exemption was earned with his 1995 Open Championship win. When Daly won the 2004 Buick Invitational, he earned a 2-year exemption, which expired at the end of 2006. Daly finished 193rd on the 2006 PGA Tour official money list, thereby losing his full exempt status for 2007. Although Daly has had $10,116,306 in career earnings as of June 2, 2014, he is not among the top 50 on the PGA Tour's all-time career money list, and so he must now depend heavily on sponsor invitations. Some 2007 PGA Tour events extended such invitations. Outside of sponsor invitations, Daly can also play in many 2007 regular events via exemption category 32, past champions, team tournament winners, and veteran members beyond 150 on money list. As far as individual tournaments are concerned, Daly is exempt for life in the PGA Championship and AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am, and up to age 60 in the British Open. In order to play in the Masters, US Open, a World Golf Championship, or a FedEx Cup playoff event, Daly would have to satisfy the particular invitational requirements of such events. Daly has not played at the Masters since 2006, and he has not made the cut there since 2002. Fans and golf columnists point to the 2005 WGC American Express Championship as the event where John Daly's post-2006 exempt status would be determined. Tied with Tiger Woods at the end of regulation play, Daly missed a short par putt on the second extra playoff hole, giving Woods the victory. Had Daly instead made the par, and then had gone on to win, he would have earned a 3-year PGA Tour exemption through 2008. Daly also made it to another playoff in the 2005 Shell Houston Open, but lost on the first extra hole to Vijay Singh. Daly was invited to play in the Honda Classic on March 1, 2007 on a sponsor's exemption, but had to withdraw after 2 holes. He pulled a muscle near his shoulder blade when he tried to stop his backswing after a fan snapped a picture. In December 2008, he was suspended for 6 months by the PGA Tour. After his 2008 suspension, Daly was forced to compete on the European Tour. After undergoing lap band surgery to lose 40 pounds, he began playing much better golf, even managing to finish second at the Italian Open. On May 26, 2009, Daly announced that he would return to the PGA Tour, via sponsor's exemption, for the St. Jude Classic. On July 17, Daly told the Dan Patrick Show that he had lost 80 pounds thanks to the surgery, dropping him to 205 pounds. However, after shooting a then-personal high 88 at the Buick Open in late July 2009, he claimed to be losing confidence in his game, and his swing coach blamed the surgery for making him lose muscle along with weight, taking power away from his swing. However, Daly blamed the effects of his poor eyesight on his putting for his high golf score. On March 14, 2014, during the second round of the Valspar Championship, Daly shot a career-worst 90, which included an 8 over par 12 on the 16th hole. His frequent failure to make cuts and high rounds have revived debates on players who frequently receive sponsor exemptions. Daly shot a score of 68 for the first round of the 2012 PGA Championship, which was played at Kiawah, South Carolina. Daly finished 18th place in that tournament, which was the first time Daly had finished in the top 20 in a major championship since the British Open in 2005. At 47 years of age, Daly can still hit drives as long as anybody on the PGA Tour. However, Daly continues to play more abroad versus United States due to his limited status on the PGA Tour. In the late fall of 2014, Daly started to show some promise, finishing T29 at the Sanderson Farms Championship and quietly finishing T10 at the Puerto Rico Open, his first top 10 finish in 3 years. Soon after, Daly finished T25 at the Turkish Airlines Open, a European Tour event with a strong field. Daly won the Beko Classic on December 6, 2014, an event sanctioned by the PGAs of Europe, finishing at -15. It was Daly's first win in over 10 years. At the end of 2015, Daly tried to get back his European Tour card in Shanghai. He finished T46 at the BMW Masters and T50 at the Turkish Airlines Open. Having turned 50 on April 28, 2016, Daly became eligible to play on the PGA Tour Champions. His debut was at the Insperity Invitational in May, where he finished tied for 17th. On May 7, 2017, Daly won the Insperity Invitational on the PGA Tour Champions after shooting a 14 under par for the tournament. It was his first win during a PGA Tour event since 2004, and it happened exactly 1 year after he made his PGA Tour Champions debut. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?